Hello, welcome. Welcome to Atómica. Hello from Argentina. We are traveling today virtually to Canada to meet and join our lovely coach, career coach, Amy Englemark from Vancouver Island. She is a great leader, a great coach, a nice person to talk with today. So I'm very happy to finally meet her. And this LinkedIn Live is going to be in English. Sorry, it's not the best English in the world, but I think you are going to find that I'm trying to speak another language to meet other people that I think they are very nice for you to meet and to profit from their experience, their point of view, and the challenges to get a career refresh, upload with joy, happiness, and different perspectives. So today, as I told you, I'm going to be very happy to present you to Amy Englemark. So I want you to welcome her with a nice hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi,
Hi, thanks for
Amy.
having me, Virginia. Looking forward to this.
Me too. I'm going to present you to the people because maybe they don't know you very much. Thank you, Carlos. I'm going to say hello to people that are joining on LinkedIn, like Carlos. Hello,
Carlos.
Carlos. He always helps me with the technical things on the lives. Thank you, Carlos. Um, People don't know you very much yet, but I'm going to like say a few things about your bio, and then you are going to present as you wish. Well, so Amy is a personal development coach from different money mindsets and changes. Um, she takes clients from overwhelm and stress to calm, happy, and making more money and a profitable career. So she's the author of two books, which I am reading now. One, Powerful: How to Remain Calm and Joyful Even When Everything Feels Out of Control. And the other book I was very impressed by is From Burnout to Bliss, the 21-day plan to boost health, wealth, and happiness. So, Amy, thank you. I just wanted to tell about your books, about your career, and then you can tell us all about your expertise, your coaching career.
Sure.
Um,
Sure. Yeah, I'll hop in there. Thanks for the introduction. And I see you, Eduardo. Nice to see you. Okay, uh, Virginia and I met here on LinkedIn, so it's been wonderful to connect between Canada and Argentina in such an easy way. And for all of you who are listening, Um, I specialize in helping high achieving women, especially in finance and healthcare and business and leadership teams, how to stay renewed, refreshed, calm, more balanced, and like Virginia said, increasing performance and profit. So I do that using stress management skills and emotional mastery tools and career alignment tools. And I absolutely love my work. So I'm either found on a stage giving keynotes or training teams, or I'm writing books like Virginia
yeah,
was talking about.
show us your books because
Sure,
I
sure,
love the paper.
sure. So this is my second book that you were talking about,
Powerful.
and
Yeah.
I'll share a few sentences about each book. So this one is was written during a time where I went through a really painful uncomfortable financial slump in my business, and I'd never experienced anything like it. And it was really scary, really unsettling. And I felt like there was nothing that I could do about it, and nothing that, no power that I had to change my situation. So in that season, I felt led to write the book so that other people, no matter if it's a financial struggle they're going through, or a relational struggle, or maybe health issues, when they feel like their peace is being shaken, that book gives them tools to be able to stop feeling so overwhelmed, stop feeling so chaotic, even if there's things happening in your external environment. How do you master your emotions and get back down to a calm baseline again so that you can think straight, and then you can turn your situation around? So there's practical tools in that one. I'm all about
So
practical.
powerful. Yes, I
Yeah,
love that.
it's foundational to being able to create change when you find you feel stuck.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is the second one, but this was the first book that I wrote. So I
Yeah.
joke that this was like a baby that was took 7 years to birth.
Okay. Yes. It
and,
happens. It
and
happens.
this baby took like 7 months to birth, so a lot faster.
Yeah. Yes.
This one was written because of experiences that I was going through, and so it relates to readers who feel like they have no free time, no space to
Uh-huh.
breathe. They're
Yeah.
always feeling like they're rushing around, and they don't have the time for themselves that they want, but they're always in busy mode, almost like robotic, and feeling a bit numb and unavailable to the people around them, and unavailable for their health needs. So that book here is filled with practical tools and very practical mindset shifts as well, to be
Yes.
able to, again, reclaim your energy, reclaim your joy and your passion, and free up time for what really matters to you without losing out on your income.
You know that that's quite interesting because I have a lot of men who are watching. There's Eduardo. He's like cooking meal for 3 kids because he lives in Malaga, in
Okay.
Spain, and there it's like 9 p.m. So for
Okay.
you it's noon, and for me it's 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So this is very stressful for women, but for men too, because you have to like start balancing your life and your career. And
Mm-hmm.
when you are in autopilot mode of working and doing and having more profit, and when you start losing that, or the feeling that you are what you are capable of gaining, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the income can flow because sometimes it's a reflection of our inner self.
100%. Yeah.
You can talk about that, Amy, how
Okay.
our inner self reflects on our work and our
Sure.
income. So,
Yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to dive deeply into today, because a lot of us are completely unaware of
yeah,
how our current income, or how we feel about money, is connected to our nervous system, our emotional state, and our mindset.
yeah,
So I wanted to quickly mention, you said women feel overwhelmed, and I'll say stretched thin, and we often are overextended because we have so many responsibilities. And men, if you're in a non-traditional role of being the stay-at-home parent, and you're taking care of the kids, and you're running a business, or you're going to work and taking care of the house, it can feel really overwhelming. And so it's so important to not get stuck in this mindset of victim living, where you're reacting to the world around you instead of creating the life that you want from a place of power. So let's get into that money topic and how it's connected to things that are going on inside, so you can remove those blocks.
yeah,
Um, what I see often in my business is that people are trying to prove themselves through their work, and they're looking for their sense of value in work or money, or how the type of people they work with, or validation and feedback from others. So it's this external source of value. And it keeps us in this overextended cycle at work where we have no free time, because unbeknownst to us, we have these blind spots where if we don't prove ourselves and if we don't do things perfectly and quickly, then we are at risk of losing our value. And it sounds so strange because it's a pretty deep topic, but it's very interconnected to the amount of income that you're bringing in and how calm you feel, how safe you feel. For example, I used to go for walks in the middle of the day, or I wanted to. I didn't allow myself to go have breaks in my work schedule because I felt like I had to be working all the time. It was up to me and my responsibility to bring in the income. I felt like I was the source, and my rational brain agreed. But
And your beliefs
yeah,
and
yeah,
those uh, inner beliefs, or maybe subconscious beliefs that
definitely.
we in coaching 101, we always work with that core beliefs just to find them and to
Mhm,
change them as quickly as we can. It's not
mhm,
like from one day to the other. Just find them is the conversation you have with the mentor. Then you can change it, put something else that allows you to be happier and more profitable, if you like.
mhm,
It's not overdoing. So I was very impressed because when I started the first chapter of your book,
mhm,
the chapter is called, I'm telling all the people that are joining, hello
mhm.
Sandy, I have my
Hi,
English coach
Sandy.
here. She's my English coach.
Awesome.
um, I was reading busy and I said, oh, BC. And I was starting to read how you started realizing that working all the time, being available for all your clients all the time, was that belief that you can read it if you want, if you feel like it. But I was very impressed because we entrepreneurs are all the time having that need to be available, that we are important, we have to answer the phone at 12 at night. um, I was yesterday very struck upon a client who loves money and was buying bitcoins and all that digital money, and
Yeah.
he lost like $800.
Mhm,
And he called me in the middle of the night, very anxious because he lost it, and he couldn't get to calm himself. And that's like I was sleeping, so when I woke up later, I could answer that, but I didn't know that he was struggling so much with money and putting a lot of himself, and that was very stressful for him. He was very stressed. So that's like a double. Here in Argentina we say like a weapon of
mhm.
two. I don't know how to say that in English, but it's very, how do you say that in English? It's the
I'm not
same.
sure if
Ah,
if it's the same saying, but I understand what
okay.
you're talking about.
Ah, okay,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
uh,
I, it's the trouble that a lot of us get into. I've been in that situation before too, where if your money fluctuates, then you can feel like a chameleon, where one day you're red, one day you're blue, one day you feel fantastic about money, one day you feel down in the dumps and hopeless and despair, you know? And that happens when you are not firmly rooted in the universal truth that you were born rich, You were born with an unshakable value, and nothing can shake that truth that you are abundant and you have access to abundance. You are capable. You have value to bring to the world. If you don't come from that belief of value, and that I am not the source of everything, everything is not up to me, it's not my responsibility all the time to be at the desk, to be at the computer, to be in front of a client, to be at the wherever workspace you work, because we could never, yes, rationally speaking, we are to be involved that in income attraction creation, because we have hands and feet, and we have gifts that are meant to be used to solve other people's problems, and we should be preoccupied with solving other people's problems, right? But that stress about money doesn't have to be there, even when it seems to have disappeared. Because if you can stay calm no matter what's happening in your financial life, then you can remedy any situation. A double-bladed sword, yeah.
I knew she was going to. Thank you. She's great. Yes, I think for 2025, people are awakening to their inner peace and their inner soul true connection. So we all came here to live a happy and joyful life, as you say in your books. And if we are attuned at what we are, like what the service we are giving to others, that's always happy, that's always service, and you can solve some other people's problems. For instance, I'm sure it's the same for you. I have worked for the administration of the Argentinian public system, and a lot of people that work now there are calling me because they feel anxious and stressed because they think they are going to lose their job in the current administration. And I'm giving them the tools just to know that you have the power to choose where you want to work, and even if they are going to fire you, you have things to give in another country, in another workplace, as an entrepreneur, if you're an accountant, if you're a lawyer. You can you, People, I think, when we were young or younger, people used to think all the power was to have the same job title for a lifetime, the same path in the same, right? And
Yeah.
that's not very it's a long marriage to be in. It could work for many people, but maybe you are starting to change, you feel different and want to try something new.
Yeah, or maybe like I work with a lot of people who love multiple income streams. I love multiple income streams. You don't have to work so hard and have all your eggs in one basket if you have money coming in through different avenues, right? And
Right.
if we can, like, some people are employed and also self-employed, or they've invested in realty, or they have other investments. And the fun thing about having those multiple income streams is it frees you up to be able to creatively express yourself and bless other people with different skills that you currently aren't using. So before people or even feel comfortable bringing in a new revenue stream, we work on uncovering and removing those internal blocks that create lack of confidence or doubt or fears. Because if we feel unsafe moving forward and taking a leap into the unknown, which is normal, then we just won't, we'll tell other people that we're happy. And one of the reasons we'll tell other people that we're happy, it's just a mask for comfort, but comfort isn't fulfillment. It's not the same thing. One of the reasons we'll tell each other that we're happy or we're fine, or we won't even talk about desires that we have been considering pursuing, is because we feel like that to want more is ungrateful for what we currently have. But we can be both. We can
Yes.
be grateful people and we can still want more. It's actually unwise or scary to be content because it means we've stopped growing.
That's very very powerful insight. I have a question here for someone is saying, I feel overwhelmed with a slow start of my business and can feel burnout coming on. I am a very strong and positive person, but sometimes I feel defeated. Do you have any advice that you may be able to share?
Yeah, two things. Is that Sandy? I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so two things. One is for your emotional state and mindset, and then one is for business activity. So I'm not sure the business that you're in, Sandy, if you're in more than one, but emotional and mindset tip is to be intentional about finding everything you can to be thankful for right now about your business situation, about your money, about the opportunities that you have on in your life right now. A couple of things that I love to do that bust me out of this feeling of stuck or defeated or hopeless is I dance and I sing. And
Oh,
these are
yeah.
two things that are known to change our nervous system, to relax us, to get our eyes off the problem and onto solutions.
Yeah.
So we need to take control of our bodies, our minds, and our tangible business activities. So the business activity suggestion that I have for you is to evaluate or assess um, how much of my business activity am I spending in sales focused? Like the return on your investment needs to be high, and you need to create quick wins to get that dopamine hit and to get that reward. So instead of asking myself, what's the next best step? What do I need to do right now? I'm personally spiritual, so I'll ask God, what do you want to show me? Who should I reach out to? What's my next best step? And that takes the load off my shoulders and the pressure that I need to know all the answers and I'm the source of everything and I'm supposed to be some future mind reader. And getting help has been key to me, whether it's from God or a mentor or whatever. And then I focus on the highest income producing activities, which are making offers, sharing testimonials, or you could call them contentimonials, and making sure that you have your fishing rod in many different fishing rods in the water. Making
Yes.
offers from a place of generosity and care for the people around you, because we know that sales isn't selfish, it's not shallow, it's not egotistical, it's generous. It's an act of caring for others. So you have the more direct ways of making sales and the more indirect. So indirect is like having a presence and a brand, like Virginia teaches on LinkedIn, making sure you're showing up and adding value for people consistently. It doesn't have to be as much as other people if that overwhelms you, but finding a marketing plan that is authentic to you that you can stick to consistently is really important. So that might also be reaching out to people by email, building your email list, one-to-one reach outs, and attending industry events where you can meet the people who have the budget to hire you and you're not wasting time trying to mingle with everyone. Those are some
That's
suggestions.
that's great because it's like when you said a few minutes ago, like the chameleon, I thought about that. we take a lot of our energy trying to prove to the world that we have something viable, and we just are. We just need to know. For instance, if you love your hobbies to do the hair to people, well, learn that and go and start cutting and doing that. I mean, during the times you rest and your hobbies, they are the key treasure of what you really can go out in the world to give others. Could be baking, doing something at home. I have a lot of people here, moms, when moms are very young, like 25, and they are just raising their family, and they cannot go out like 8
Mm-hmm.
9 hours to an office to be an assistant, for instance. And they start doing things, learning, just to start.
Mm.
It's very important to start.
Yes, to start and just experiment. One thing I was thinking of that creates resistance to starting is whether you are very successful in business right now, you've already created that success, or you're just starting. Sometimes you can think, if you're starting something new, what value do I have to offer? Who would pay me that, or who would choose me instead of someone else? You don't have to be everyone's cup of tea. You will not be liked by everyone, but you will be. I've heard this sentence and I want to share it. I think it's just awesome. You will be some people's champagne. So you're not everyone's cup of tea, but you're some people's champagne. And
That's great.
you want to be the big fish in a small pond. So if you come from value and you come from service, the people around you will sense that, and it's very magnetic and attractive. You get your eyes off yourself and you focus more on the feeling that the person who you're selling to is going to feel, because people buy what they transformation in feeling, and the result. It's not, am I worth it? It's, do they believe that they're worth the investment and the result that they get is worth the investment?
Yes. May I read something that's
Mm-hmm.
on the chat?
Yeah,
I'm going to read first in Spanish and then
sure.
I'm going to translate. Ser abundantes comienza en ese cambio de mentalidad, siendo responsables de nuestras decisiones. Y dice powerful. So ya está, he's just buying your book. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Carlos says being abundance starts with a switch of the mindset. So you have to switch to get what really means to be in the inner state of
Mm-hmm.
abundance, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very at first I think it's very tricky because we are never taught at school or university about emotional intelligence or how to manage and deal with our emotions. And we in the field of personal development and career coaching know that this is this is very important. If you don't get to know who you are and what you want to give to the world, it's very hard. You are going to play, you're going to, of course, but in a certain point you have to not change so much like a chameleon to
Mm-hmm.
be everybody's cup
It's
of tea.
tiring.
You need to focus and get strategy, which
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know a lot about that.
Yeah, one thing's coming to mind right now, and it's the choice we all need to make about how we live on a daily basis. And we need to be cognizant and consciously aware of what we're choosing. Well, so we can choose instead of just going along with it. One is reactively responding, which is where circumstances and people around us make our emotional state flip flop all the time. It's horrible. It's tiring.
Yeah.
Or the other way of living, which is proactive creation. This is from victim thinking. This is from a powerful mindset. Proactive creation means you mean that I have agency and autonomy in my life. I can create change from nothing, that I have that much power. We have that much power. It's so exciting to me that we can, once we become aware of that and we have that clarity, then we have power to change our situations.
And also, we can always, um, in the last couple of 20 years or 30 years ago, our bosses used to be our mentors, our coaches. And now it depends where you work. You can have a mentor at work that's going to take you as a mentee and guide you through the diving of your professional goals and the way things are done in that way. And now the consciousness is evolving, and there are a lot of coaches, mentors that you can reach out. I when I first, you know that I am a journalist, so I work in communication. But when I started to do my first steps in the personal development coaches, I reached to a very famous mentor here in Argentina, and it was a game changer because I was not sure where to start and which path to take, and he solved in 2 sessions all
Amazing.
my my and now I think it's so much easier if you have a mentor in your workplace or in a
Yeah, in
friend.
yeah, in your workplace, if you're lucky enough to have one there in your workplace,
Yeah.
I've felt like we haven't talked much about this, but mentors have changed my life. And like you
Yeah.
said, I've experienced the same thing where I have hired someone, and I've always found it helpful to hire someone because then I have skin in the game and money down, right? And I'm much more accountable. I'm going to do what I said I would do.
Yeah.
And so where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, we can either. I didn't know that I was being so stubborn before and trying to. It was stemming from a belief that I thought I had to do everything myself. I keep bringing up that belief, but it was such a problematic belief that stopped me from growing as quickly as I could have, feeling as joyful and free and time for health and making the money that I wanted as quickly as I could have if I had believed in myself and
Yeah.
invested in myself and asked for help sooner. And then that just started the ball of me getting help here and getting help there. And the truth is that we don't create in silos. And if we want to speed up progress, we need to get out of our comfort zones and get help. And research actually shows that people see you as stronger when you ask for help. But there's this fear of I'll be seen as weak or incompetent or less than if I ask for help. But the truth is, people see you as stronger when you ask for help.
Yes, and also when you say, I don't know, I don't know how to get this thing done, uh, or it's not weak, it's like it's a personal power to say, I don't know all the answers. I don't have to, neither. For instance, for stepping out of this dream job of mine with Atomica, I didn't know how to do the stream. So I asked a friend of mine, which is now watching, Carlos, to help me. And I said, well, I studied journalism. I'm used to communicate. I'm not used to do it in English, but people are going to come up. in your reality if you are truly willing to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Oh, I want to piggyback on that thought because that's all we need. So if you're listening or you're watching the replay, sometimes we think, oh, I need to know all the details before I leap. I need to know where I'm going to land. I work with people who are making career shifts and pivots, and they want to stop feeling so tired. They want more time for their joy and their health and their family, right? So as they're making these leaps, they think I need to have all my ducks in a row. I need to have everything ready. I need to know everything before I will leap. And the truth is that we just need to agree to be used, and we need to be willing, like you said, and then we need to say yes. And of course, we shouldn't totally dismiss our knowledge and our experience. We should use that as we step forward. But we don't need to know everything about how it's going to work out, because often it works out better than we planned. And sometimes it helps the rational brain to have a plan of action for if the worst case scenario happens, but only in your back pocket, keeping your focus on all of the good case scenarios that are out there as well that could happen.
Yes, and that's very interesting. And I wanted to ask you, because we already talked a little bit about um, how you think people can change and compromise with their dream. With their
Mm. Okay, so I felt like there was two questions there. How people can change and compromise with their dream, or like, can you ask it in a different way?
I will try. Yeah, let me see. I'm thinking. I think the leap of faith,
Mm-hmm.
it's about, I think, compromising. I mean, if you do the leap of faith, it's
Mm-hmm.
because you can compromise fully with who you are and what you want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, I seen a painting behind you. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to paint that marvelous paint, you have to paint every day for a couple of hours to master that painting.
Mm-hmm.
That's compromise for me.
Oh, like doing the work.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about two things. How do we do the work so that we can live the dream, experience the result? Two things are I see work as worship or work as an act of thankfulness if you're not spiritual in the same way that I am. And that helps me do the work that sometimes feels like work. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
But if I think about it, like, I going to choose to use my skills to bring freedom and health and breakthrough to other people, or am I going to be selfish and say no? So that's one thing that helps me get into action. And another very practical step that I take is it's a mindset shift that I apply to my work habit. So this will probably be really, really helpful for some of you listening. It's a mindset shift that's like this. Instead of all or nothing, switch to all or something. So I'm not going to do any work on the painting or any work on the dream because I don't have 2 hours that I could devote to it. If your life is very busy, then we need to break down the goal into chunks so there's less resistance to getting started. So if I have half an hour today, or if I have 10 minutes today, I get started. And I'm not always perfect at this, but this really helps me get started. I tell myself I don't have to do it all. There's no way that I could do it all in one sitting, but I can get flowing. It's like opening up the river so that it can flow through you.
Oh, this is so nice because we share the same spirituality, which is mean we are not devoting in a religion, but the spirit of the consciousness um, coming inside of us,
Hmm.
which is great for money, for career, for relationships. Because I always say that relationships are key. If you go and talk to five interesting people during your day, during your weekend, your life is going to be um, full of new things, full of life, full of joy, and meeting interesting people, not always in the comfort zone of the people who I know and how they feel, and the usual conversations that sometimes are like maybe not the victim side of the conversation, but it's not very enlightening neither. So
Hmm.
well, I mean, this is very interesting. I have some people saying thank you for your approach, for the things you are sharing. Please buy her books on Amazon because they are very, very interesting tools there. Uh, you can check out Amy's profile on LinkedIn because here on LinkedIn there are a lot of people that are very interesting and very kind. And I think if you are like that, you are definitely going to attune that same stream, the
Hmm.
stream of life, the stream of giving and receiving, which is the I think that's why we are here, right? Because then life is going to come to an end, and the only thing that matters is not what you are earning today, it's what you are giving, sharing, and empowering other people to grow. Isn't it that's I feel rich. I feel like I have the most valuable circle of friends here in LinkedIn and in my life because I'm full of angels that are like growing with me and coming up to different roads. So I feel so um, empowered, and this conversation is going so well because you're giving a lot of tools for people that are going to listen you tonight, tomorrow, and I want you to finally, because we are coming to an end, it's going so quickly, and give us something you're working on, a scoop, or something you are, because I'm a journalist,
Yeah, yeah.
or a new book, or,
Well, I am working on my third book.
oh,
So that's really exciting. And the focus is on many of the things we've been talking about, with like the combination of taking that leap or making that switch in your career and experiencing more calmness and confidence and cash flow. It's all about those three things. Yeah, mastering your emotions during that changing time and creating that rock solid, unshakable confidence, and making sure that you're getting comfortable with the structure and strategy and process, um, priorities, what you should prioritize to be able to bring in that money and feel good about it, feel comfortable having it. Because, like you said, if we're here to give and receive, and we're not really great at receiving, we're better at giving, then we're blocking the flow. Because if we
yeah,
can't receive, then our kids are taught something. And we need to be, for me, that really lands. What am I teaching my children and grandchildren? What legacy do I want to pass down in regards to building a wealthy life? if I taught them that we could have wealth in our relationships, wealth in our health, wealth in our, I don't know, whatever, but it's not okay to have wealth in our finances. Why not?
No, we have to, because that's the, it's not the main goal, but it's the
It's
consequence
part of it.
of our journey, and our path in our self development. So thank you for the scoop.
Yes,
I'm going
I.
to go to Canada. People here know that my sister is Canadian. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a long story. Some people know about that. So very nice if you can reach out to me in advance, so I can
Sure.
arrange traveling to Canada. I think I'm going on July, because my
Oh yeah,
sister is coming for the été, for the summer. I have to say it a
great.
little bit in French, because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is the été. And I could go to and visit you on your island.
Oh my goodness, that'd be
Um,
amazing.
yeah, I love your house. I love the sea. People cannot see it right now,
Yeah,
but it
Virginia
feels
got a
like,
sneak peek.
yeah, yeah, it's great working in a nice place, and taking those. Here we say it's a technique called pomodoro. El pomodoro is like the sauce, the Italian sauce. So you work like an hour and then you stop for like 10 minutes, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the way the you can your energy flows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we need to let
So
ourselves have that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to read two more. Yes, thank you for the tea. I look forward for to reading your next book. Thank you, Amy. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Everyone is, well, I cannot read everything because I cannot scroll a lot. But well, Amy, thank you so much. You are very welcome to Atomica. You can be always here to be a part of the Spanish language community. Also, you are
Thank you.
going to start comprehending. You say it like that,
Mm-hmm.
the Spanish, because we linked on Instagram too. So we can
Mm-hmm.
reshare. We can do another stream, and I'm
Me
so
too.
grateful for meeting you. You are very supportive. You are a great career coach. I have to say it. You know a lot. I want to take a second to say goodbye, and um, to reflect on this idea. We all came here to fulfill our dreams, our path. So, not doing that is like a waste of a lifetime story. So, go and chase your dreams. Do
Mm.
it with all your heart. Embrace who you are with your flaws, with your personal um, set point, your mind, what your family gave you, and even if you're more or less alone, you always will have a family here with us. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thanks, Virginia. Thanks for everyone showing up. It was great to have you here.
Yeah. See you soon. I'm going to talk about, I'm going to be a very mysterious for next week. I'm going to fly to France, maybe, and we are going to have a live stream with someone from that side of the world. Thank you, everyone, and see you soon. Bye bye. Oh my God. Here is pouring rain. And I don't know if I record the stream because I was I cannot show you the rain and my daughter living with the rain with the, and I think I couldn't record it. Oh, we have to do another one.
We'll do another
But
one. We're
but
still
I
filming.
yeah, we're still filming. Everyone is going to see this. I think because it is also like, well, people know me. They know that. Like, well, wait, wait. Um, ah, uh, well, I see that on LinkedIn. Well, I put end stream. I don't know. This is very tricky, you know. I need Carlos.
Yeah, no worries.
But I put it to end stream. I don't know my computer. Okay, I'm going to end the stream,
Okay,
and
sounds good.
I'm going to talk to you on LinkedIn message,
Sounds good.
because if not, this is never going to end.
Okay. See you
Thank
soon.
you, Amy. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.